able to submit projects. Sometimes you want to use videos. Videos are kind of large, especially when you're using the iPads, so they might not be able to be uploaded to things like Schoology or their LMS software. So, how do you use Google Drive to help your students submit their projects and for you to easily view them? The first step is to create folders for your different classes. I keep an overall large folder called Shared Folders as part of my Google Drive. Within that folder, you'll find folders for each of my classes. So when you open my shared folder for my classes, these are all the classes I teach. Then if you were to open a further folder, you would see different projects the students have done, such as these right here. Now the nice part about Google is you have a couple options. You can share your overall class folders with a class, so these little people represent that that class has access to that entire folder. Or these classes don't have that because it means I've only shared certain folders within the overall class folder. Now here's how to do that. So you create the folder, you name it, and then whichever version, if you want to share the whole class folder or just a folder for an individual project, you need to choose the Add People option. Then you can add either an entire class or certain individuals. If your school is a school-wide system, such as PowerSchool, if you start typing in the naming convention you find, like students-15-16 and so forth, you can send and share with your whole class. I find it easiest to use my computer for this because there's more options than on the mobile version. Now, when you add the students, you can have an option that they can edit. This is important because it allows them to add their files into the folder. But what I like to do is after the deadline has passed, I go back and click Advance because then I can change it to Can View Only, save my changes, and then I ask students that were late to share it with me. Then I can keep track of who was on time and who was a little bit late. If when assigning the project you give students a certain naming convention you would like, for instance, first name and then the name of the project, or last name, whatever, works for you in your class, Google will actually alphabetize all the projects for you, so then you can keep track of who has submitted what. It'll also give you information on the side about when they submitted it and turned it in. You can directly view videos from here, especially helpful if the videos are a little bit longer. And again, by closing off the ability to edit this folder, once students have submitted, they can no longer go back and edit anything. They couldn't delete someone else's project by accident or anything of that nature. So that's why I like to keep that option in mind. That's pretty much all there is to it. Now, if you choose to, you can share this other video with your students and they can figure out how to submit to Google Drive or watch it yourself so you know what the process is like for them. Other than that, you can choose to keep those folders together for a while so you have copies of the projects. You can make copies of certain ones you want to use as exemplars later on. And from there, you have a lot of different options on how to grade and watch videos. Thanks, and good luck.